Welcome back to King Edward VII for this massive clash. It's been a long wait for schoolboy rugby, but it is back and back with a vengeance, because up next, it is the first teams of Kes going up against Pretoria Boys High. The second team saw a resounding victory for the home side. Will the first team go the same way, or will Pretoria Boys High fight back? Here are the lineups. Pretoria Boys High, first 15. With me, Bapiwe, it's great to see schoolboy rugby back in action, and a stellar lineup Pretoria Boys are putting out.
Good afternoon to you, Derek Alberts, and thank you again to SuperSport Schools for this fixture as we look at that Pretoria Boys High team. Look at the front row of Keenan Kamp, joined there by Gene Robinson, but watch out there for number 4 and 5, Hanu van der Merwe and Lilita Matsiliza, both grade 11 students, both great in the line-out, and then supported at the back there by number 8, Joshua Mitchell.
Yeah, Joshua Mitchell, I've heard really good things about this man, the captain, leading from the front, from the back of the scrum. But I tell you what, they're up against a very physical, a very strong Kes outfit. A lot of the players already in the Lions HP side. And here we have things about to start off with Katlego Latabele about to get the match underway. SA Schools outside centre, high and in the air, hanging long from the Kes centre, and gathered on the second attempt, but taken in the air, it looks like. So Pretoria Boys, early penalty to them. Be a neat touch finder to start off with from Kian Kers. Massive potential. Paul Anthony, coach of Pretoria Boys, says that this boy has. Big fullback too. And he does indeed find touch. So Pretoria Boys with the early throw in. It will be Darren de Beer, one of the grade 11 pupils from Pretoria Boys. It's amazing the history between these two sides. 1901 Pretoria Boys established. Kes 1902, a year between. And yeah, derbies don't get much bigger than this.
Yeah, most definitely. It is Pretoria versus Johannesburg, is it there, Derek?
Nicely taken from Pretoria Boys, the first attack of the game. Hard running from the outside centre. Backs it through. Binks finds his man. Let's pass through from Binks. Pretoria Boys continue attack. They do so through Josh Mitchell, the captain. Definitely one to watch out for. Bix.
Not rolling there, called there by our man in the middle, Regat O'Neill, who will be marshalling the troops today and with whistle in hand.
Fernand Roelofter making absolutely no hesitation whatsoever in going for posts. So Pretoria Boys looking to get the early points on the board. The big figure of Lilita Matsaliza watching over him. Also a massive unit is the big second rower. Certainly height in favour of Pretoria Boys High in this contest. Rulosa, big strike from him, and it is over. So first points on the board to Pretoria Boys High. They'll be happy with that start. Is yet to really get their hands on the ball, so to speak.
Fernand Roelofse making no mistake, they're punishing the red machine there after a penalty given away for not rolling away.
Another high hanging kick from the outside centre, Katlego Latabele. Nicely taken by Pretoria Boys. That was Fritz Potkira doing the hard work. Booted upfield. Collected in the back by Peku. Latabele. Latabele tries to break through. Held on nicely in the tackle, and it is going the way of Pretoria Boys. What does the referee say? Play on. Bronson Mills. Rowan gets it through to Shazi, nicknamed the Bone Collector. Booted upfield by Kes, collected in the back by Kers. returns. A bit of interest, nice touch finder from Pretoria boys. In fact, that was Hobson, if I'm not mistaken.
Some really good purchase there on that kick. Collecting just short of his own 22 was the fullback there, collecting there by Pretoria Boys High. It's interesting that number 10, VII takes the T kicks, and number 15, Kian, takes all out of hand kicks.
Yeah, they certainly have some hefty booters, the Pretoria Boys High. Good to see. Of course, they're in the area of the famed Nas Botha, so it's not too surprising. Josh Dulusia, Kez Hooker with the throw-in. Collected nicely in the back. Kez, attack from their side. And able to hold on. The men in red, Pretoria Boys, hit back quickly. And we'll go back for the scrum. Haven't got to see too much running in. It must be tough for these players because... But people, we spoke about the fact that it wasn't too long ago where you and I were commentating at the North versus South over at Affis in Pretoria. And then, of course, the next surge of COVID hit. So we had to have a break in sport, schoolboy sport. And, yeah, you can't have much chemistry between players if you can't do anything. I mean, they've had this long break and now they've got to get back into the action.
100% Derek. The boys being out for quite a while. We will see a few mistakes out there on the park. It'd be lovely to see some running rugby, but due to these unforeseen breaks due to COVID-19, there was a stoppage, unfortunately, and we'll see that in today's game.
Big shot there from Kez. Pretoria Boys under pressure, manages to get the ball out, eventually collected by McClue. And he's driven back as the outside centre. Binks sit through to his fullback. Another big kick up from Kurz. Not good enough though, unfortunately finds the hands of Mills. He has an outside runner. Camden Andrews unable to hold on. That will bubble into touch.
Lovely thinking there from Kian Kurz, kicking across the field, kicking away from the forwards, making that red machine work towards the side. Unfortunately, not reaching his own player there. We saw the red machine in the form of Camden Andrews trying the counter-attack, but being tackled into touch.
Pretoria Boys leading matters 3 points to 0 against Kez. It's courtesy of a Wynand Roelofse penalty. The fly half from Pretoria Boys. Terrific leap there from the jumpers of Pretoria Boys. Kez right on there. Great grunt work from the Kez forwards, but it is penalty, Pretoria Boys.
Referee O'Neill calling the boys back off their feet where they says, Mr. Ref, you're allowed to go forward, you're allowed to have that momentum, but you need to stay on your feet in order to keep that advantage. Referee there blowing them. And it looks like they're going to be kicking from their own half.
Yeah. Kian Kurz. Paul Anthony, one of the coaches for Pretoria Boys, as I spoke about earlier, had this guy highly rated. It was the first name he actually mentioned to me when I spoke to him yesterday. And yeah, so well over the 50-meter mark for the fullback. And they didn't even pause to think. But beware, they got the penalty and they said no, straight for posts.
They went right away. And talking about Paul Anthony, he did also mention that the boys wrote a physics exam this morning before coming out to play, Derek. So I take it the boys using some of that knowledge from that physics paper. See if he can contend against this wind, can Kian.
From a physics exam to a physical exam. Certainly a tough contest this, especially when it gets to first team level. Roelofse with the kick. Does he have the distance? Just short, unfortunately, for the fullback. Booted up once again from Kez. Kept in play by Shabanga. Shabanga looks to try and get past his man. Well held by Peku. Binks assesses his options, gets it back to the big booter, but he's under pressure. Can't hold on. Kez get the ball back. Nice work from the forwards. It was Fritz Potgieter. Cleared by Rowan. He gets it to Mills. Crossfield kick from the fly half. Finds his player. Terrific play this from Kez. Andrews gets it on his inside. Great work this. Here's a chance and it is a try. Tabang Mpafi getting the opening try of the match. Terrific play. Bronson Mills, crossfield kick from him. finding his outside runners, backed inside to the hard-running number 7. Kez take the lead.
Lovely to see the fly half there. Bronson Mills using that kick to pass. He could see that he had the numbers on the outside. It probably would have taken a second or two longer as we look at it again. He grabs it, does Bronson Mills onto his right foot, kicks it out to Camden Andrews, who steps inside out, beats one attacker to his number 7. The man who puts on the 5 points, Mr. Mpuffy.
That was a terrific try from Kez. It's pretty much their first real attacking opportunity of the game that they had inside Pretoria Boys' half, and they took advantage immediately. So really good effort and chance to add a further 2 points for the boys in red. Bronson Mills, the man who pretty much instigated the attack. Big kick from the 10. Certainly had the distance, just not the direction. So, Kez go in front, 5 points to 3, courtesy of the terrific try from Thabang Mpafi.
We spoke about the break due to COVID-19, did we, Derek? But it shows these boys are fearless. We've really missed schoolboy rugby, where we see the boys playing out wide, passing with hand and with foot. That time was Brendan Mills.
It's amazing, Thabang Mpafi. Certainly a big guy, almost 1.9 meters, and only in grade 11, so certainly one to watch out for the future, well, certainly even now. But Pretoria Boys hit back with a penalty. There's a chance for them. We saw them go for poles a little earlier, and they're well outside this range.
It'll be really interesting what they choose to do there. Referee O'Neill calling the red machine, telling them that they're coming through the sides, not making use of the gate, penalizing them as we see Kian getting ready to kick out.
Kian Kurtz opting this time round for the touch. The Pretoria Boys with the throw in, camped on the Kez try line. Darren de Beer, the hooker, also in grade 11. Easily finds Hanu van der Merwe. You get that more steady. Nicely driven back by Kez, so it's up to the backs now for Pretoria Boys High. Outside passes, and that will be the fullback, goes straight through. Kian Kurtz. Wow. And Pretoria Boys hit back immediately. We've seen that this man can certainly kick a ball, but he's a hard runner too.
Lovely ball movement there from Kian Kurtz. Ball coming out wide, hitting the center there. Mfana Shabangu with a goose step, putting Kian right into the gap. Try time.
Muted celebrations from the Pretoria Boys High players. They are back in front. And it is Van and Rulofso with the chance to take his side into double figures. And he makes no mistakes, slotting it straight through the posts, and it's Pretoria Boys High 10, Kez 5. Very good riposte there from the visitors. Entertaining a couple of minutes there. Jeez, a really good try from Kez. Pretoria Boys High heading back with a 5-pointer of their own.
100%, a lovely feet there from that man, Mfana Shabangu. Sweet little pass to his fullback.
Gatleko Latabele with the restart. Haven't seen too much of him. I'm quite excited to see the outside centre, SA Schools. Certainly a massive future for the number 13. But Pretoria Boys under pressure. And Kez get a penalty immediately. And this is right in front of posts. It will be surprising if they opt for anything other than the kick. Couple of finger pointing. They're going for the scrum. So entertaining play. They not opting for the 3, which would pretty much have been guaranteed. And we have seen a very good strong scrum from the red machine.
We definitely have there, do we, Derek? I think it's an actual great call. They're right in the middle of the field. We do have some width here at this field here at Kez, so they will have two sides to attack. Will they go out on the 8, 9, 14, or will they bring it out to number 10 there, Bronson Mills? It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, they've got two backs on the outside playing on the right-hand side of the field. And I wouldn't be surprised if they go blind this time around.
I wouldn't be surprised either, but they first have to win the scrum.
Pretoria boys, after scoring a really good effort through via their fullback, Kian Kurz, immediately under pressure again. Rowan with the put in. Nice shove there from Kez. Rowan assesses, gets it to his left. It's Andrews. Bumps off the first tackler. 5 meters short of the line. Rowan. Cleared back to his pack. Decides to go right once more. Strong tackling from Pretoria boys. Rowan spots a chance now. Pass to the outside. Unable to hold on are the men in red. Andrews recycles it. Another big charge through from Kaba. He's driven back as the number 3. Rowan gets a try score and Puffy. Good defense from Pretoria boys. How long can they hold on for? Kez rumbling forward. This through to the lock. Is he through? He's not, just stopped. Is Masbaka. Here's a chance now for Kez. Rowan has to be, and it is. Easily does it. Eventually, Kelly Mpeku, the defense, try as they might. It just opened up eventually, and it was easy as you like for Kelly Mpeku. And that was by the book in terms of attacking phase play, continuing sucking in the defenders, and eventually you could see the pressure told.
Yeah, a few phases there before that try there by number 15, Kelly Mpeku. Props though to Liam Rowan for keeping the patience, making sure that his pods are set up, bringing the ball out when it's ready, giving his boys ample time to suck in the defense there from Pretoria boys high, and then eventually creating the numbers outside there for his number 15.
Kelly Mpeku getting on the board for Kez's second try. An opportunity now for Kez to retake the lead. Bronson Mills, no mistake from him. The fly-off puts Kez in front, 12 points to 10. Outstanding effort from the Kez players.
A real enterprising play. The plan there was always to make use of those pods there, Derek. You saw them using Camden Andrews as a hit up, set it up, and they had 3x3 pods, about 7 or 8 phases in try time.
Kez unable to collect the restart, but Pretoria boys do, and taken out in the air. A little bit of argy-bargy between the players.
Yeah, it's been a long time since these boys played. Just checking each other's numbers out, are they, Derek?
If we're having a few words, that's certainly going to be a penalty in the way of Pretoria boys, and that's certainly been the theme of the match so far. As soon as one team strikes, the other one hits back immediately, and a big blow now for Kez. A yellow card, so they'll be reduced to 14 men. Pretoria boys now, a massive window of opportunity has just opened up for them.
Looks like that yellow card they're going to the battle ram, Camden Andrews of the red machine. Kez will have to play with 14 men for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, momentum has been shifting to and fro throughout this game so far. Only 17 minutes in, but already they've scored 12-10. Pretoria boys now with the chance, but unable to hold on to their own line-out. Here we have their fly half. Bronson Mills with a big boot upfield. Finds touch, but a quick throw in from Pretoria boys. Kicked up ahead by Kurz. Collected by the try scorer, Mpeku. He hands it back to his fly half. And not the greatest of kicks from the number 10. He won't want to see a replay of that one, but inside the 22. Finds touch. First job done.
Pretoria boys definitely winning that kicking battle. Showing that Bulls mentality. Kicking it nice and long, knowing that against the wind, Mills will not be able to kick out quite a way. And now they end up with a line out on the 10-meter mark.
Nice line out from Pretoria boys. Well, they attempt to. Kears running through, but it will go back for a knock-on in favour of the visitors. So it's 2 tries to 1 in favour of Kears. Pretoria boys try coming courtesy of their fullback, Kian Kers. Kears having scored through their fullback too, Kelly Mpeku. And earlier it was Tabang Mpafi getting the first 5-pointer of the match. Another big shove. This from Kears. Certainly dominant in the forward set piece. Good running from Pretoria boys. It was Shabanga doing the hard work. The big presence of Van der Merwe going in low. Binks. Back to Rulofsa. He kicks it up ahead. Mpeku looking to clean up. Tries to get past his man. Does a good job in recycling it back. Rowan. High upfield, collected by Kers once more. Seen plenty of this man so far. He'll decide to kick 2. And Mpeku, it's a halt to the speed of the match for now. It's a nice mark.
Real intelligent play there by Kelly Mpeku. The first ball he got, understanding that he's up against the wind, sets it up, waits for Bronson Mills to get the kick out, and the second one he collects and he marks it, ensuring that there's no try scored.
And question marks coming through from Kers, asking if it was stepped outside of the 22. That wasn't the case. Is throw in from Pretoria boys. Mamiala loving the direct play by the Candies. Certainly has been the case so far. Keep the tweets and messages coming through. So many good rugby on today. Thanks very much for the messages. Kears on the attack once more. Bronson Mills kicking upfield. Wind behind his back, and that's an unfortunate bounce for the number 10 as it rolls out of play.
I think it was a great thought there by Bronson Mills, trying to get behind the defense of Pretoria boys' eye, but unfortunately kicking it too long there on that occasion. We've seen a lot of these kicks, haven't we, Derek?
I've thoroughly enjoyed the kicking game, I must be honest. At schoolboy level, you know, we've got used to it. People almost talk about kicking as being a swear word of late, anyone outside of South Africa, given what's happened with the Springboks and the British and Irish Lions series, but it's a massive part of the game, and people just don't realize. I mean, for instance, the All Blacks, they kick a huge amount. The key is kicking well, not aimlessly, and I've thoroughly enjoyed the kicking contest between these two sides. So Pretoria boys will certainly want to hit back in the scrums. They've been under the cosh when it comes to this part of the game.
Wakey, Puffy! Wakey, Rowie!
Pretoria boys down 10-12 with the put in. Another big shot from Kez. Terrific work from the pack. Picked up at the back by Mitchell. He gets it out to Scrummy Binks. And he's seen to very, very quickly by the Kez pack. Picked up close. That's Eliza. De Beer. Advantage, Pretoria boys. Binks. Rulofsa. Booted up ahead. Advantage not over. We'll come back for the Pretoria boys penalty. Mbeke still playing with 14 men.
Yeah. Offside called there by referee O'Neill. I think the Rucks really let them down there for me, Derek. You know that they're a player down. You want to make sure that your ball is nice and clean. Get it out wide, whether it's a kick or whether it's with a pass. You do know you're one man up. And unfortunately, not getting good and quick or clean rugby causes mistakes.
Talk about a mistake. Massive error there camped on the touch. Should have been an easy touch finder from Pretoria boys. And kicking it straight into the hands of Kabelo Tekane from Kez. So Kez getting away with something there. I'll be more than happy, especially given the fact that they are in front, and it is penalty now, Kez, and I can tell you what, they won't make the same mistake.
Well, they better not. With one man in the bin, you want to make sure that all the penalties you get, that you're gaining possession in the game, and that you're kicking into the right spaces, making sure that you, one, running down the time, and also making sure that you're putting your forwards on the front foot.
Yeah, Pretoria boys, only themselves to blame there. I mean, you've got to find touch. You get a glorious opportunity. Penalty inside Kez's half. You can simply find touch, rumble it upfield. And yeah, that was an error and a half from the visitors. But yeah, no doubt they will bounce back. Down 2 points, 25 minutes into the clash. And I know I keep repeating myself, but man, it's good to have schoolboy rugby back.
100%, Derek. It's been a long time waiting. I'm sure the boys have also wanted to jump back onto the field. But again, if I can just mention that kicking game, it makes no sense to me why on a windy day like this they wouldn't use the grubber kick. Everybody's kicking into the air. You want to kick into space, so maybe try something different. We've seen a lot of the kicks. Just change it up a bit, I would say.
Yeah, I don't think the viewers can quite appreciate just how windy it is, especially where we're sitting. We're quite high up, but it's a pretty windy day here in the north of Johannesburg. And yeah, a grub or two certainly won't go amiss. And that certainly wasn't a grubber. That was a good touch finder, something Pretoria boys would have wished they'd done just a few minutes earlier. But it is Kez now on the attack inside Pretoria boys' half, and a chance to extend that 2-point lead. So coming through now on social media. Great try, Kez. That would have been either Killian Peku's or Tabang Mpafi's. Stolen well by Pretoria boys. There's a chance thrown there by Kez. Long pass out there from Rulofsa. Here's a chance now for Pretoria boys. Great break this from Matlu. Matlu's got a man on his outside. Will he need him? He does not find him. A bit delayed there, the pass, trying to find Wade Hobson. Hobson was screaming down the right-hand side. Matlu decided to go on his own. And that was a chance thrown out the window by Pretoria boys. 2-2.
Lovely break there by Ame Matlo. Surprising though for me that Wade Hobson, the number 14, not running towards the support as we see it again. Ame Matlo getting the ball from his 22, skipping one tackle. He's got one man to beat, ball in two hands. Unfortunately, number 14, Wade Hobson, way too far. And those at home, remember, it's always about running towards the ball, supporting your player on the shoulder.
Rowan puts in another big shot from Kez. Booted upfield once again by Bronson Mills. And we'll go back for a penalty in favor of Kez. Pretoria boys must be kicking themselves. Oh.
Definitely, Derek, running the length of the field, losing the ball in the 22 of the opposition. Still one player out. I'm not sure whether Camden has joined them back on the field again, but really disappointing stuff there from the Candies.
Big kick with the penalty, and it is a terrific touch finder. And of course, Kez with the put in. Oh, high fives all round. That was a superb kick by Bronson Mills. And he's actually been contracted by the Lions, so yeah, you'll be seeing a lot more of this guy, the number 10.
A couple of these boys in red already holding Lions contracts, but it is about today. And as we see that great kick there by Bronson Mills, it'll be interesting what tactics they employ here, right on the 22 of Pretoria boys.
And it's thrown to the back. Tapped down, and it's broken through by Pretoria boys. Nicely collected by De Beer. Binks opts to boot it up ahead and able to collect. Here's a chance now once again from Pretoria boys, and it was knocked down by Kabelo Tekane. Nice hanging kick from the base of the scrum there, or the maul from Pretoria boys. Good boots in him, does Binks.
I'm sure Binks would have wanted that ball to go out, but with this wind giving him some help there, wrong footing Kabelo Tekane, knocking the ball on the number 11.
Another good scrum from Cares. The ball bubbles out. It is collected by Pretoria boys. Only just. Cares loose forwards trying their best to get hold of that ball. But eventually it does come the way of Pretoria boys. Long pass out from Ford. And the backs get running now. Good play once again from Kurz. Binks. Once more finding his forwards, does the number 9. Kump goes down. Binks. Long pass from Rulosa. Here's an opportunity. Through to Hobson. Well tackled. Binks. Hobson once more. De Beer. Phase play after phase play from Pretoria Boys High. They'll be happy with this. Chipped up ahead, and it does come back into the hands of Matlu. But it is turned over. And we'll come back for a knock-on from Pretoria Boys. No advantage played from the referee. There's a number of phases put together from Pretoria Boys, but unable to make it count.
Yeah, Ame Matlo trying to jink on the inside, trying to jink on the outside. Unfortunately, not letting the ball go, having to go onto the foot. That kick, though, not going anywhere, returning back into his hands. Tackled there by the red machine.
It was an odd choice of kick. You spoke about the grubbers earlier. That certainly wasn't one. Trying to chip ahead, but certainly not having the required distance between himself and the tackler to try and get it above his head. I mean, there's no ways it was going to clear him.
Yeah, correct. And there's some messages there from our YouTube. Darren Cook says, watching from Woodmonham in the UK. Come on, Candies. Rooting there from Pretoria Boys High. Ompetle, it's in Tla. Out here in proper living. Rooting for our boys in red, white and green. Definitely some fans there from Pretoria. Backing on their boys. You're unfortunately not able to have fans just yet at Derek due to COVID-19. But the guys at home supporting us on our platforms. We are on YouTube.
Yeah, it is sad to see matches of this nature being played in front of empty stands, but yeah, thankfully that you are able to witness this on your TV screens, on your PCs at home. And it is a lovely day out here at King Edward VII. A little windy, but the sun is out, and folks preparing for the big game this evening between the Springboks and Argentina. But first up, it is schoolboy rugby at its best. Kes hosting Pretoria Boys. The home side leading 12 points to 10, courtesy of 2 tries to 1. Can they make something of this as we edge towards half-time?
King Edward has had the better of the scrums here in this game, Derek, as we see number 9, Liam Rowan, ready to feed there. It'll be interesting whether they kick the ball or whether they keep it in hand. It is the stronger pass to the left-hand side. It'll be interesting to see what they do.
Well, I do think that from what we've seen of Bronson Mills and his right boot, I think we can pretty much bank your house that he will boot it upfield once again. He's been very impressive as I said Lions number 10, but that is the case because he has been contracted by them. But the Kes number 10 has looked very, very impressive for the home team. One of my standout performances of the half. That's for Pretoria Boys. Keon Kurtz at the back, looking very strong.
Real strong at the back is Keon Kurtz. Big boot, big boy, I must say.
And it is penalty for Kez. Immediately, Mills calling for the ball. And we saw a beautiful touch finder from him a little earlier when Kez had the penalty. And no doubt we can pretty much expect to see a similar thing this time round.
Red Machine forwards will definitely enjoy that long arm there given by referee O'Neill. Gives them a lot of possession, takes them out of their half, giving them another platform to make sure that they're attacking from. But as we said, they first need to get that ball in the line out, win it first, and then let's go to the tactics.
Yeah, the lineouts have been fairly scrappy from both sides. No one securing out and out ball throughout the half. That being said, must be congratulate the two teams for contesting well too. Kez could probably be the final player of the half. Delacia finds his jumper this time round, well collected by Mersbacher. Kez rumbled it forward, and it is advantage, the home side. And it is penalty for King Edward. They have the final say of the half. What would you do here?
If I was captain of the Red Machine, I'd definitely kick again. Right into the 5 meter of the opposition Pretoria Boys High. Throw the money ball instead of going long, though. That's the only call that I would change. It's a windy day. You're not guaranteed your ball should you throw long. Throw short. Another line, another maul.
Yeah, well, I certainly agree with you, but more importantly, Kez agreed with you too. So, Captain Josh Herald calling for touch. Let's see if Kez can make the most of this really good situation they find themselves in. Was to the front of the lineout. You called it the money ball. It certainly was, but it was not to be, illegally so. Penalty Pretoria Boys High.
Interesting call there by referee O'Neill, saying that the ball carrier was not latched onto the original ruck and therefore causing obstruction once Pretoria Boys High made contact. And unfortunately for King Edward, not able to make use of that penalty.
Interesting, Pretoria Boys High opting not to go and continue play further downfield. A quick tap of the ball and then kicking for touch, signalling the end of the half. It is King Edward the 7th, leading 12 points to 10 against Pretoria Boys High here in Johannesburg.
Lucanio. Vuk.
Sometimes when I come home, I wonder what I would say to my younger self. Maybe I would say, ungenayonga yona kid inhle okanye ibhadlileyo. Awuyanga kwisikolo esikhulu. Ndakubona intwana ezimiseleyo. Lukhanya, funeka uzazi apho usuka khona, and uzazi apho ufuna ubheka khona. Ayazi akululanga xa kufuneka uye emabaleni. Kodwa qina, qhubeka ufunda, qhubeka udlala, qhubeka ukholelwa. Ngenye imini ukukhanya kuzokufumana.
Welcome back to Johannesburg, this home of King Edward the 7th. It's Kez up against Pretoria Boys High. And what a first half we enjoyed. It was Kez to strike first. Some terrific work on the outside by Camden Andrews before handing it off to Tabang Ampafi, who did the rest. Kez getting the first try of the game, but Pretoria boys heading back immediately.
Yeah, we saw that man there in the number 13 jersey, Ame Matlo, with the nice little goose step, passing to his number 15, Kian Kurz, sliding through that gap.
But it was Kez who had the final say as far as try scoring goes. And that came courtesy of Kelly Mpeku. Also part of the Lions high performance group. Plenty of those around in this Kez setup. And it's no surprise to see why, because they've looked really good with ball in hand. And they're certainly worthy of that lead. But Pretoria boys have looked pretty impressive themselves. So I can imagine a very, very tight second half too. No teams run away with this at all because we've got a matchup between two very worthy adversaries.
Yeah, just wondering what the coaches will be saying to their players about those kicks, specifically Derek. We saw a lot of them out of hand, 2 tries coming from it on both sides, but a lot of the kicking going aimlessly. So I'm wondering what the coaches will be saying to the boys, using their kicks properly, making sure that they've got clean rucks. But otherwise, I think the game has been pretty good.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and we spoke about the kicking game earlier. There is a bit of wind about here in Joburg, especially in the north of Johannesburg, and I think the kicking game from both players, particularly as well as Kez's fullback, Kian Kurz, Pretoria Boys' fullback, Kian Kurz, has looked really, really good. They've got some big boots on these three, and they're making use of the elements, so to speak.
Yeah, another element they want to chat about will be those lineouts, won't it, Derek? We saw a lot of them in the beginning, about 10-15 minutes going astray, but better there done by Kez. But they will want to once again go for that money ball and not throw the ball too far down.
That is really a beautiful school, and of course both these sides got a tremendous history with regards to their players having gone on to bigger and better things. You look at the likes of Kez, I mean, it's a veritable who's who of sporting superstars. On the rugby front, Joe van Niekerk, Brian Abana, Malcolm Marks, the cricketing front, Graham Smith, the list goes on, Neil McKenzie, and they really are a sporting factory. Is this part of the world. And then Pretoria Boys High, one of the greatest captains who have ever played the game. John Smith comes from Pretoria Boys High. Also Chili Boy Ralapele, Robbie Brink. Oh.
Our co-host at the stage, Faj Mabeta,
yes,
also had a stint about 5 years at Pretoria Boys High, and obviously went on to play for the Blue Bulls. And talking about Blue Bulls, there has been talk around who will we be having Craven Week? What is going to happen there? And I'm sure a lot of these boys in grade 11, 12 looking forward to that, depending on how it goes this year.
Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned the Bulls, because we keep on speaking about how many of the Kez players are headed to the Lions once they finish up their schooling years. But one man to watch out for, it's been a little quiet, is Katlego Latabele, who's the Kez outside centre, SA Schools, but he's actually been contracted by the Bulls for the future. So he's decided to cross the Yuxke, and he'll be going over to the enemy.
Not a really bad call, eh? Considering the Blue Bulls' position in the current Currie Cup.
Yeah. No, it certainly is a terrific call. The Bulls are doing really, really good things over in that part of Gauteng. No doubt, though, that the Lions will strike back sometime in the near future, but certainly not this season. The Currie Cup dreams well and truly over making the playoffs, unfortunately.
And talking about playoffs, we also have the Springbok game later, do we, Derek? 5:05, that build-up starting there on SuperSport 201.
Yeah, good to see that some rugby championship teams have decided to play.
It's a shame I'm in All Black today, but I'm not an All Black supporter by any means.
So, back to this match. It's Kez leading a very tight contest, 12 points to 10. Yeah, at King Edward VII. No fans, but plenty of players. Also, of course, the schoolboys watching on. As the second half is about to get underway, and it's Wynand Roelofse who will restart proceedings. Big kick from the number 10, unable to hold on. Kez, oh, massive mistake up early, and is that a knock-on? Referee says no. Wow. So big mistake from Kez. Pretoria boys, chance for them. Rowan eventually finds Mills. The big kick on the number 10. That's a terrific kick. Wow. Under pressure like that. And to come just inside your halfway line. Wow.
Massive, massive kick there from that man, Bronson Mills. And a commentator's curse there on Katlego Letebele. That's the man that signed for the Blue Bulls for the coming year. Him not collecting the ball there on his own try line, putting pressure on his fly half and the rest of his players. But luckily for him, Bronson Mills with a head of steel clearing his lines.
Great steal from Kez in the line-out. The contesting has been really, really good. And here's a chance for Kez. Brilliantly broken through by Tekane. First time we've seen him with a bit of space in front of him. Wasn't actually that much space. He just broke through. Nice contesting by Pretoria boys. But Kez keep hold of the ball. Mills kicks it upfield. Tries to find touch. Can't quite get there. Collected eventually by Carlster. Through to Kurz. Binks. Rulofsa. Keeps it upfield. Can't collect. Mills this time in his second attempt. He's got a massive boot on him, does another 10. Kurz can't collect, but he keeps it in play. Played it behind. And the aerial ping pong eventually comes to an end as Kurz finds touch inside Kez's half.
Not the first time in this game. We saw it earlier on in the first half. Kurz using his big boot, knowing that the ball won't travel as far. But on this time, Mills having the wind behind him, carrying it far. But Pretoria boys, number 15, Kian Kurz winning that battle.
Discussion between Katlego Kaba and Josh Dulacere. Going to the back and not finding his jumpers, but he found someone that was stationed on the ground. Keep hold of the ball, only just though. Long pass out, intercepted from Pretoria boys. Chance for the visitors. Biggs. Forward goes down. Stolen. Terrific work by Kadala. Mpeku, the try scorer, evades two, eventually finds Mpafi, the other try scorer. Scrum Pretoria boys.
Trying to do a little bit too much there was number 7, Tabang Mpafi, the tallest player in this King Edward side, coming in at 1.88. Putting his side under pressure. I would have rather attempted to actually take the ball up, you know, put up the phases and then play from there. But that ball going way too loose there and losing it by ways of a forward pass was Tabang Mpafi.
Tabang Mpafi is a very good athlete. They say certainly rugby isn't the only sport that he's really good at. He had Kez, and you can see, and he's certainly got the size for a couple of good sports. Pretoria boys, and we'll have a restart, unfortunately. You saw this was an area of the game where Kez absolutely dominated in the first half. They've been doing the same in this the second. Pretoria boys will be wanting to rectify that, and soon.
I'd love to see Pretoria boys high using their blindside wing from this scrum. But let's see what Venan Rulofse has got for us.
New man on the park. You talk about the blind side wing. De Jager wearing the number 21 jersey. Another massive scrum from Kez. Very impressive from the home side. Penalty, the Red Machine.
High fives all round. It's that man, Trent Draper, that's getting all the accolades. Really scrumming well in this game.
Very good scrum from Kez. Nice touch finder, and they're on the 22 of Pretoria boys. I know score yet in the second half. Here's the man that we were talking about earlier, number 21 De Jager. This looked like a big unit.
Or small jersey.
Yeah, either or. I think he'll definitely argue it's the former. Man in picture there, John Ford from Pretoria Boys High. Well collected by Kez. And the maul gets motoring. Josh Julisia takes over at the back of the maul. It continues to rumble forward. Terrific work from Kez. Finchit goes down. Rowan assesses his options. Through to Mills. Rowan, long pass out from him. Waklahe. Rowan passes out, it's through to Mills. Mills spots a gap. Great pass from the 10, and it is through to Scrummy. Mills goes over in the corner. Wow, what play between the two halfbacks.
Oh man, who would have known? Lovely little back pass there from the fly half, Bronson Mills. He had one player to beat, unfortunately stepping in on the inside, forced to make that pass. And that gutsy little scrum off number 9, Liam Rowan, collects.
How lovely was this pass?
Here we go. Bronson Mills catches it on the outside, decides he's going on the inside, by caught there by number 8, Joshua Mitchell. Backside pass.
Oh, that was lovely.
And Liam Rowan just putting the cherry on top.
Against the Cherries. Wow, that was wonderful to watch. What play from Bronson Mills. And we spoke about him going over to the Lions. I mean, you see play like that, there's absolutely no surprise why. Signed, sealed and delivered. He is heading over to the franchise once he says goodbye to schoolboy rugby. There's an opportunity now to add some points to the try, which he pretty much created. Right boot swings through, but it is way left, so unable to add to the score, but it is the home side. King Edward VII leading 17 points to 10, and Liam Rowan getting the try.
Lovely try there. I couldn't help but see Dan Bigger in that kicking style there of number 10 Bronson Mills, and the red not helping him much either.
Lasted a lot longer than Bigger did. Taking the third test into account. Pretoria Boys with the restart. Wynand Rulofstra. The high one into the Johannesburg sky. Returned with some interest from Kez. Collected once again by Kurz. Gets past 2, can't hold onto the ball, and it's knocked forward once again. A bit of basketball between the sides. We'll come back for the scrum.
Well collected there by number 15, Kian Kurz, getting into contact. Body position not the best for me, but that second bump off, obviously losing the ball in contact, was Kian Kurz. Scrum time then for Kez.
Oh, and this is an area of play which they've absolutely dominated, and we saw the last scrum went to penalty the way of the home side. They'll be looking for more of the same now inside their own half. Brilliant scrum. Once they penalty Pretoria Boys this time. The lottery continues, Bapiwe. I don't know.
Very interesting call there. It'll be interesting to hear what a referee O'Neill called there.
So, of course, a few new faces coming out onto the field. Mentioned earlier the new left wing for Pretoria Boys High, Liam Brown. Waiting patiently to get ball in hand. Get a few dirt marks on that jersey. It's looking way too clean for now.
The man in the picture there, 21, Liam Brown, a man who's no stranger to the gym.
Good work this from Lalita Mataliza. Binks finds his outside runners. De Beer VII's 1. Binks. Rumble forward from Pretoria boys. Binks continues to go right. Many men on his outside. And he continues to opt for the right-hand side of the field. Calling his troops. Does the scrum off. That's Eliza. Right it is once more. Good face play this from Pretoria boys high. Is it good enough? And it is. Penalty. Pretoria boys.
Lovely stuff there from Oliver Binks, making sure that they finish that short side, dragging the defense to one side while the fly half VII and Rulofse can get his troops ready and waiting on the left-hand side and earning themselves a penalty.
Josh Mitchell, the captain, feigning a quick tap before telling his troops to go for touch. So 7 points the difference between these two sides. Chance now for Pretoria boys to certainly close that gap. Lanat camped on Kez's try line. They opt for the long throw, and it's well collected at the back by Pretoria boys. Broken through, and it is a try straight through the middle. Look at those celebrations. The Kez crowd go quiet as John Ford gets the try for Pretoria boys. No one on him, broke straight through the middle.
On an advantage there from referee O'Neill, John Ford finding space, crashing right up the middle for that 5-pointer. Lovely celebration, but you saw Coach Paul Anthony telling the boys to get back. The game is not over yet as we look at this. Throw there to number 6, Fritz Potgieter. Collapse there called by the ref. On advantage, John Ford finding space. Try time.
Yo, Paul Anthony was not happy with that. You called it, Papiwe.
Yeah, that man coached us many a year at the Blue Bulls. He believes in full 70 or 80 minutes.
Yeah, he was not a happy man there with John Ford's celebrations. But his team certainly were. They'll be happy with the try. And a chance for Pretoria boys now to draw level. Fernand Rulofse on duty. Flags go up. And it's deadlocked. 17 points apiece. The visitors heading back nicely through their number 7. John Ford. Fly half Fernand Rulofse doing the rest. And we've got a ball game up here.
Yeah, another lesson for schoolboy. Always play to the whistle. They were on advantage, but the Kez boys really went to sleep. Then John Ford finding himself a nice little 5-pointer.
Start once more from Kez, nicely collected. Walk through the center of the field. Binks gets it back out to Kers. Kers unable to find touch. Nicely collected by Tekane. Or was it? No, it was not. In fact, he took it out. So, a mistake from Kez.
Not the first one of this game. We saw it early in the first half. Tekane trying to collect at the back, knocking the ball on. And the second one in the second half, collecting on the run backwards, but foot in touch. Calls the linesman.
Pretoria boys collected by the captain Mitchell at the back of the line-out. Pretoria boys unable to hold on though. And a knock-on from Kez. So momentum shifting. Pretoria boys on the ascendancy now, just inside Kez's half.
And back to scrum time. I'm sure Trent Draper, number 18, will be licking his lips.
Yeah, it's been really good to see so far between these two sides, especially the use of the substitutes. So we have one of the subs, we spoke about him earlier, and this was Liam Brown, but yes, a couple of changes in that pack, and it looks as if those changes have actually made the Kez scrum stronger.
It does certainly look that way, doesn't it, Derek? definitely on the ascendancy as far as scrum goes. King Edward, the red machine, as we see Paul Anthony again shouting instructions there to the Candies from the sideline.
Another great shove there from Kez. Pretoria boys trying their hardest to get that ball out, but it's all in vain. And Kez take it quickly. It's down on the left-hand side. Here's a chance. Goes down. Eventually they keep it up. And it is their scrum off once again. The try scorer, Liam Rowan. Taking it quickly. Broken through. Matlachle. Matlachle will go through and score for Kez. Liam Rowan had the foresight to take it quickly. And Katlego Matlale doing the rest. What a run from the number 8.
That try has Liam Rowan written all over it. Collected, however, by number 8, Katlego Motlale, for the red machine. As we see the replay there, Motlale getting it. Defense not quite great there from Pretoria Boys High, slipping about 3 or 4 tackles, and that 4th one before diving over the whitewash for another 5 points.
Wonderful try from Katlego Motlale. You spoke about Liam Rowan. It certainly had the hallmarks of a brilliant break from the scrum off. A lot of people would be saying, hold on a sec, he had the penalty, why not wait? Took it quickly. And yeah, eventually resulting in a very good try for the home side as Kez go back in front. Oh, and Bronson Mills misses the conversion attempt. That was right in front of the post. He won't be happy with that. Here we have another look at the terrific try. Liam Rowan breaking early, recycling it back to his teammates. And Motlale getting through 2, evading 3, evading 4, evading 5. Try time, Kez.
Pretoria Boys High really had no chance there. As we see Kez collect on the kickoff.
Another hard run from Puffy. Mills. Big kick from the 10. Thank goodness we've got a roof over us here in the commentary booth, because that came straight for us.
Yeah, I'm sure if the cameraman didn't have that camera in hand, he would have caught it there.
King Edwards leading 22 points to 17.
A little bit of confidence coming into both sides here after the 50th minute of this game. Clearly the boys have seen how to play and how they want to play, most importantly.
Interesting choice, and we've seen it actually throughout the afternoon from both sides when it comes to the lineouts. Very few balls being collected in the lineout. There's been quite a few tap downs, and it's actually been to their detriment because the lineouts have been very scrappy. When it comes to scrums, only one team's in it. Kez have been dominating the side of the field, but I mean, with the lineouts, there hasn't been secure ball received. It's been few and far between.
It was one of the points we mentioned at halftime that we were hoping the coaches would talk about to their players, telling them it's no use getting a line out and not winning it. So stick to your money ball. Make sure that you're collecting the ball and don't try anything fancy.
Another big scrum from Kez. Liam Rowan puts it in. Kez are loving this part of the game. Mills with a long pass out. Excellent play from the backs. Running this time round from Latabele. Latabele gets through 1. And that was Mpeku. Pass through. Harold going through now as the captain. Pretoria boys scurrying for that ball, but it is penalty, and it's taken quickly once again by Liam Rowan. He finds his big number 3, Kaba. Rowan goes left. Mills, long pass out from him, and it's through to Tekane. Tekane just short of the line. Rowan pops it onto his inside, dotted down. What does the referee say? He says no, double movement. Penalty, Pretoria boys. Get out of jail free card there for the visitors.
it's unfortunate really for that red machine, but there's that confidence once again that we're talking about, gaining a penalty, and that man Liam Rowan not waiting to kick to the line out. They've seen that it doesn't work and that if we tap fast it might work, but unfortunately for them, losing the ball there on the try line there due to a double movement. But you can see that the tails are up from the red machine.
Not a lot of distance received there for Pretoria Boys High, but they do find touch, so they will have the put in. But they are under severe pressure, and we mentioned it has been a shaky facet of the game. But a very good line out that side, and as I say that, it looked to be, I reckon, skew.
As skew as they get, Derek. Unfortunately, hooker there, Joshua Disselar, throwing on the outside shoulder of his jumper, called back by referee O'Neill. And it looks like the red machine will be calling a scrum.
Hardly any surprise there, it's got to be said. They will go for the scrum. And
yes,
they've certainly had the rubber over Pretoria Boys when it comes to scrum time. Only one team in it. And this is a perfect opportunity for King Edward to stretch their lead. Inside Pretoria Boys 22. They're put in left-hand side of the field. Backs waiting, hungry for that ball.
With a dominating scrum like this, it gives the scrum of rather Liam Rowan the choice. Is he going to go short side? Is he going to come out to Bronson Mills? Let's see what kind of shoulder Draper gives him.
In it goes. Another big shot from Kez. All the time in the world for Rowan, but well marked by his opposite number, Oliver Banks. Terrific tackle from the Pretoria Boys scrum half. Keeping his side in the hunt here. And here's an opportunity for Pretoria Boys. Trying to break through the line. Just held on at the end. Charge down. Kurz goes back to clean up. Boots it upfield. Very good touch finder under pressure. Still inside their half. But scrappy play from both sides there.
Yeah, and a lovely, lovely charge down there by Ethan Rufus. Unfortunately, the lanky man not able to make it as far as possible. As we look again, Rufus charging it down, collected at the back there by what looks like Kian Kurz. And we've spoken about that big boot. Getting them out of trouble once again was the number 15 from the Candies.
Something tells me it isn't the first time Rufus has charged down a kick. Terrific line out that time round from Kez. As they attack once more, this time through Josh Herald. Running through the centre does the captain. Rowan tries to find his backs on the left, unable to hold on.
Things getting a little scrappy, argy-bargy here and there from the boys, but that pass there to Kelly Mpeku really almost going over the young man, unable to hold on to it, and losing that ball forward.
Yeah, Kelly Mpeku, we saw him, quite a bit of him in that first half. Of course, he scored the second try for Kez. A little bit quiet this time in the second half, but has looked very impressive with ball in hand.
It almost looks like there's an interchange, isn't there, Derek? In the first half, we saw Katleho Letabele with ball in hand running up, and this second half, we've seen the captain, Joshua Herald, taking up charge there in the centre pairing, working together nicely.
Bit of a break in play before we head back for the scrum, which the Kez side will be licking their lips about.
They really have done well. They have Aba, Joshua and Selahla from King Edward in the first half, but then being replaced there. We've seen now Trent Draper killing, mauling, making sure that the scrum from King Edward is on the front foot.
Player just being seen to, and eventually gets up, and that's the man we're speaking about, Kelly Mpeku, the tall fullback. Shakes off A slight injury concern. We'll be back front and centre at the back with the number 15. We'll be hoping to add to his try-scoring tally.
Looks like some cramp there. It has been a while since these boys have been on the park.
So Pretoria boys with the put-in. This has been a disaster area for them. Much better effort this time round from Pretoria boys as they look for the attack and able to hold on, but they keep ball in hand. That did go backwards. Kurz. Try scorer for Pretoria boys. Good defense from Kez. Forces Rulasa to bang it upfield. Collected at the back by Mpeku. Evasive running from the number 15. Rowan to Mills. Mills chops it ahead and it stays just inside. Terrific play from the number 10.
Great kick. Bronson Mills picks his hand up, puts his team, the Red Machine, on the front foot. It really will be an interesting one for our man of the match today. I must say, Bronson Mills and Kian Kurz from both sides really showing some maturity on the boot.
Yeah, they certainly have impressed me, the halfback pairing for Kez. And they do complement each other perfectly. And that's thrown to the front of the line-out. You spoke about the money ball. You don't get more money than that. Kez caught unawares there. Victoria boys inside their half still though. Binks. Rulasa tries to chip ahead. Can't quite do it. Finds a wall of red. Here's a chance for Kez, but Kurz will have to go back and clean up. He does, but not very well. And it will be Kez with the throw in right on Pretoria boys' line. That was pretty disastrous.
And I think that would probably be the first mistake we've seen from Kian today. Unable to collect at the back. Done so well for 58 minutes of this game has Kian Kurz, and making a really bad mistake. Now the question is, will they pay for it?
To be fair on Kurz, he didn't have much space to work with. That ball went back, couldn't quite hold on, and then suddenly when he picked it up again, he was right there on the touchline. It's Rulasa opting to chip ahead again, and yeah, that didn't work at all. Kez holding it up. Forwards get in there. 5 meters from the try line, and they move forward. This is terrific play from the Red Machine. Edging close to the try line, and do they have it? They do! The Red Machine get the try. Terrific work from the pack. Is it their hooker? I think it is. Joshua Delacia, the burly number 2, getting on the score sheet. And that was a textbook line-out maul try.
I thought he might have broken off a little too early here, did Delacia, going up against 2-3 defenders, but being able to be pushed over the line. Referee O'Neill calling it a try. And that man, number 15 from the Candies, will be kicking himself right now. It's that mistake, and they truly have paid for it here.
Yeah, they certainly have. And King Edward they'll be happy with that. Of course, they'll be happy with the try, but just extending, getting past that 7-point cushion, and now they can have a bit of fun with 10 minutes to go. A lot of people may be questioning why would that not have been called a double movement. Of course, you're allowed to stretch, and that's exactly what Josh Delacia did. So a terrific work from the hooker, and now it's left to Bronson Mills to add the extras. And he misses again from in front of the post. So in open play, his kicking has been sensational. Place kicking, not so much.
Yeah, you can see the young man is not really happy with himself there on that kick. Should have been an extra 2 points. But still, the gap 10 points here.
9 minutes to go. Do Pretoria boys have anything left in the tank to score twice, at least? They'll certainly have to. Collected by Mpeku. Mills Something we've seen a lot of today. Big kicks from the number 10. Kurz picks it up ahead with a torpedo. And Peku goes down. Took 3 men to take him down though. Collected quickly by Tekane. Rowan to Mills. Penalty, Pretoria Boys High for being offside. So remember with the fact that Pretoria Boys High have to at least score twice if they are wanting to win this.
Indeed, Derek, they do need to score twice and they need to use this opportunity being given to them. Long arm there by referee O'Neill and them not going to the line, realizing that line-out issue that they have.
That was taken quickly, and it was Makhadla who went in and taken quickly once again, but it is advantage, not 10 meters from Kez. Mitchell breaks through the middle. And they drive once more.
Looks like there might be a talking to here by referee O'Neill. Kez players definitely not 10 meters from the penalty point.
Katleko Kaba getting the yellow card, so a massive opportunity for Pretoria Boys as Kez are reduced to 14 men. Quickly taken once again, popped up to the hard running Lucid. Thrown out back from Pretoria Boys. Kurz can't quite find his man on the outside. Keenan Kamp, the original Lucid, with the attack, but Kian Kurz, basketball type pass there, trying to find his outside runners, all ending in nothing for the visitors.
Yeah, that man Oliver Binks getting the penalty, a little too rushed for my liking. Would have been nice to see them set up 3 or 4 pods. Get your players ready. You've got the penalty. You're about 10 meters away from the try line. There's no need to rush. You've had 2 advantages already. The next one is another card, as we saw from referee O'Neill. Unfortunately there, the ball not going to hand there from Kian Kurz, trying the basketball pass to the outside.
Yeah, the fullback shaking his head. He certainly won't be happy with that. And don't worry, young man. Pick your head up. And we'll certainly you'll make amends. If not today, in the future.
He is definitely one to look out for. I heard the Kez boys shouting on the side as he collected the ball, and he glanced over to them to say, I'm the man here. This Kian Kurz really played well today.
Try scorer Josh Dulacia with the throw-in. Kez under pressure and able to hold on at the back. Pretoria Boys can't quite collect, but it is knock-on. So Pretoria Boys with the put-in at the scrum. Hard to say whose advantage that is, really, given what we've seen today when it comes to the set piece.
I don't think Pretoria Boys would have really wanted a scrum there. They probably would have loved to get a long arm to have another tap and go. It has been a really uphill battle in the scrums, hasn't it, for the Candies?
Yeah, it really has, and a completely refreshed front row for Kez. That being said, though, remember we did see the yellow carding of Katlego Kaba. So that could change things somewhat. Of course, no shoving this time around. So Pretoria Boys really happy with that as they break through the middle. Now held on, only just. Binks goes to his right. Scrappy ball, but eventually Matsaliza holds on. Driven through once again. Good defense from Kez. Binks goes right once again. Portkida picks up. The forwards continue to try and attempt to power through. Kez defense holding firm. Binks goes left, finds Rulofsa. Long pass out from him, and it is a nice touch. Kurz, the try scorer. Shabanga doing the initial hard work. The ball eventually finding its way to the fullback. We spoke about him having to make amends. Didn't have to wait too long.
That young man would be definitely listening to you there. As we see the ball go out wide, reaches that man, Mfana Shabangu, trying to bust through up the middle, tackled, but with the presence of mind to pop it up. And guess who was there? Number 15, Kian Kurz, for a 5-pointer.
Very important kick this now for Wynand Rulofse. 4 minutes to go. 5 points the difference. And it's through the sticks. 3 points the difference now. And unfortunately, game over. Oh, unfortunately, the clock just not correlating with the clock here. But Kes coming away with a very hard-fought victory. 27 points to 24 over Pretoria Boys High. What a game we had. Pretoria Boys High fighting back at the death, but King Edward's holding on for a deserved victory. And the fans at home and the fans here, the few that are here, will be delighted with that win. The home side, the Red Machine, coming away with a 3-point victory. But Piwe, it's been great commentating this match with you. Congratulations to Kes. The big rivalry ending with a 27-24 victory in favor of the home side. Pretoria Boys certainly can be very happy with their efforts, but in the end, King Edward's just too strong.
Yeah, definitely a game of the boot there between Kian Kurz, 15 of the Candies, and number 10 Bronson Mills from Kes. Lovely game. Congratulations to Kes on a lovely win.
Thanks so much for joining us here in Johannesburg. King Edward VII, 27. Pretoria Boys High, 24. That is the game. Enjoy the Springboks this evening. And thanks for joining us for another brilliant clash of schoolboy rugby. It's been a blast.